The Bamboo Project podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project podcast. My name is Donovan Gray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided that I am going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is Donovan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. We made different playlists for all the things we are into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 21. Today's day is Friday, August 11th, and it is 11:07 a.m. So before we get into the topics of the day, we always start off with screen time. That is when I and Melissa check our phone to see how much time we spent on it last week. Because if we don't take advantage of our phone, then our phone is taking advantage of us. And we can't have that. All right. Every day last week, I spent an average of 8 hours and 48 minutes on my phone each day. Is that really last week? That's this week. 7 hours and 10 minutes on my phone each day. My most used app was YouTube for 7 hours and 41 minutes. And then Mail for 6 hours and 56 minutes. Instagram for 6 hours and 14 minutes. And then X, the new Twitter app, for 5 hours and 59 minutes. I picked up my phone every day on average 142 times per day. My first used app after pickup was Mail, then Square, and then Messages. All right, baby girl, what was your screen time looking like last week?
I know it's going to be high.
Damn, why is that? Really?
Because I'm doing my content stuff.
Oh, I felt like since you played the game, I felt like it would be lower.
Maybe it balances out. Okay. So, I spent on average 7 hours and 33 minutes on my phone, which is up. Instagram is my most used app.
Wow.
For 16 hours.
Sheesh.
Then TikTok for 6 hours. Gmail for 4 hours.
Then YouTube.
Music for 4 hours.
Then YouTube.
Messages for 4 hours. YouTube for 2 hours.
Okay.
CapCut for 2 hours.
Wow.
And then I picked up my phone on average 164 times per day.
See? What you do? I'm not even looking. Go ahead.
And my first used app after pickup is Gmail, then Messages, then Instagram, then Music.
All right. So for the subscriber check on the Candle channel, we are at 508 subscribers. Can we hit 1,000 by the end of this month? That would be great. That's a lot.
The end of this month?
500 a month? I mean, we're posting 2 shorts every day. And I'm going to start posting those other ones. I'm hoping those get us some more subscribers. And for the main channel, we are at 6,564 subscribers, you guys. On tap for this week has mostly been focusing on online. That's been like our biggest thing this week because we've been talking about it for the last several weeks, how much more work. We've been going super heavy into online this week because the fares are very, very expensive. And we actually have another plan for fares that we might have talked about here, maybe did in the vlog, but pretty much if you are in New York, I don't know how it works in other places, you can get like a street vendor's license, and that allows you to pretty much set up a pop-up booth, table anywhere on the street. And it's kind of crazy to think about because all the craft fairs are really doing is creating a marketplace for a thing you can already do. And it's very similar to a lot of other places like Etsy or maybe Fair, just any marketplace, Toro, Airbnb. we've been doing so many fairs for a long enough time that we could literally put a booth up somewhere, make it look really nice, and get traffic, and we don't have to pay any money for it. So once you pay for the fee or you pay for the card, whatever you need to get, it's like $100, maybe no more than $200 for the whole thing. And I think you get either 6 months to a year to just be able to use it, right? And then you have to renew it. They allow you to set up anywhere you want to, obviously within reason, probably not like a federal building or something like that, but I can go to Artisan Fleas and set up a booth right outside. I can go to Grand Bazaar, set up a booth right outside. Honestly, at Grand Bazaar, there are people who have booths right outside. Brooklyn Pop-Up is an outside market, and they don't even have a fence cutting it off, right? At Brooklyn Pop-Up, there's no fence like they have at Grand Bazaar. So if I have a tent, you don't even know whether or not I'm a part of Brooklyn Pop-Up. Like, you have no idea. I could literally just set up right next to somebody else who has a tent, and they paid $175 plus the table fee plus the tent fee, and I'm there for no dollars. Like, that's $0. So that means that for us to make $175, that would be maybe about 4 big candles, right? So I can save that 4 big candle sale and put an extra $175, basically $200 in my pocket every single time we do the fair. So we've been kind of playing with the idea of how we would go about doing it, because I think that that's way more profitable than doing the fairs. And the reason that people do the fairs in the first place is the same thing that every marketplace says they're going to do, but usually doesn't do. We do marketing for you. It's like, oh, we're gonna send out emails and we're gonna run ads for you people to have till they come here, so you aren't just outside by yourself trying to pick people off the street to buy your product. Most of the people, other than Grand Bazaar, don't even really have people coming to their fair. I would say it's Grand Bazaar, then I would say it's Brooklyn Pop-Up. I have not done the other ones yet, so I can't really speak to them that much. At some point, we will have to try Hester Street Fair, and there's a couple others. Hester Street Fair. I think Sip Shop Eat is supposed to be pretty good in terms of like lower cost ones, because then they have bigger cost ones like what's the one that Katie's going to? Renegade's another one. That one's pretty big. She said she paid. I thought she was going to say she paid like $4,000. She said it was expensive. She paid like $400 for it. I think it's for a day or two. So that's, they're supposed to have people come there. But look, here's how I look at it. If you're walking down the street right now, no matter where you live at, right, and you saw a tent that said Sephora on it, or a tent that said Apple on it, something like that, right? You wouldn't really care where the tent was at. Like, you like, oh, okay, they're selling Apple, set up a little pop-up shop on the corner here. Maybe they're giving away headphones, or Sephora's giving away makeup or something like that. And you would just go to the tent. So if the tent is good enough, people will just assume that we have a bigger store somewhere else, and then we just set up a pop-up shop right here to kind of interact with people on the streets. They don't know that this is how we make a living. It's just being out here selling it, the candles in craft fairs. And to be completely honest with you, I don't think I've ever even really seen a pop-up on the street where somebody like really put their foot into it. I'm talking about like had a tent, had like shelves and tables inside and lighting and all types of stuff like that. I don't think I've ever seen that. And because we're so accustomed to doing it already now, it would be nothing to do it outside in a tent. The other thing that's crazy about it is there's no time for us to set up or to break it down. So if we get outside, we're like, you know what? Let's go outside early today. Let's go outside from 10 to 5. We can go outside from 10 to 5. If it's slow, we can just go home, right? And there's no, oh, I'm late to the event, because whenever we get this, when we set up. And there's no restrictions on what we can do to set up inside of our booth. If I want to have a vinyl sheet or paper or whatever sign, I could do that. If I want to have my shelf be 7 feet high, I can do that. I'm not worrying about dealing with managers. I'm not worrying about dealing with anybody else trying to steal from us. I'm not worried about anybody talking to us while we have a sale, which is the craziest thing. Will we literally be in a middle of a conversation and another vendor will come to us and have a full-blown convo with us while we're talking to a customer? Full-blown, like they're not even there. So all of those things get washed away. Now, granted, because we haven't done it before, we don't really know what the cons of it are. But my thing is, if we're setting up in a good location, I don't see why it wouldn't be much different than setting up wherever we are at now. But as I'm talking, right, I do think location is going to be important, because we don't want a situation similar to before where we were at Turnstile and we were at a transient spot. So having a lot of people doesn't necessarily mean it's a good spot to be at. We would want to be in a place where people are already going to shop. So maybe a mall, possibly somewhere close to a mall. Probably in Soho would be a good place, because people over there are in that area. Like Soho, I think would be good, because you're not really going over there to just kind of hang out without shopping. Like I'm going over here to find something to kind of buy area. So I think that would be a great area. I think something like Times Square is not as good of an area, just because I don't think that everybody walking through Times Square is like trying to look to buy something. They're kind of like going to a train, might be going home, might be going to eat, might be just hanging out to sit down in the square, waiting for somebody, waiting for an Uber. People are on their lunch break. So I feel like it's a lot less likely to get sales up there. But I do think if we're in Soho, that would be a great spot for us. Now, because we have been kind of leaning away from doing the craft fairs, because at the end of the day, the goal is still $500K by the end of the year. At this point, the way we would have to do that would be through a really serious online campaign. So we would have to come up with some really good ads, content material, pictures and videos, and a good online strategy to be able to get us to that 500K mark. I think as of right now, we're probably at like 60 something thousand. So we have like 440,000 left to go, which means between now and the end of the year, we would have to do, let's see, this is August, September, October, November, December. So we have 4 months. So we would have to do 110K from September to December each month. Now, I know it sounds like a lot, right? Sounds like a lot. But online doesn't really have that kind of ceiling. Like, it doesn't really have a hard cap on how many sales you can do. It only comes down to how many that we can fulfill. So it's very easy, because here's the thing, right? To get to 500,000, okay, let me see. If we're doing an average sale order, let's say it's like $40. I feel like the website is like $30. I feel like $40. I'm gonna say $35. So if we're doing 440,000, we would need 12,000 orders 12,500 orders between now and end of the year, right? So that puts us at 4,000 orders a month from September to December. Now, we are currently building a foundation to be able to support something like that. It's going to be very difficult, but we are setting up the email. Some of y'all may have already gotten one. So we're trying to build up the website for people who come to it. If you haven't gotten the email pretty much says if you leave a review on the if you leave a review on the website for a candle you already purchased with a picture, then you will get a free travel size candle. So that was kind of just us testing to see what happens and how many reviews we got, and we got 3. Funny enough, nobody put a picture, but we did get 3 reviews. So we have an extension. This is all for people who are running business and stuff. I love business. We have an extension that you can submit a review and then it goes to the website. So it's like 2 different reviews. Like Squarespace already has its own section for it, and then you have this app called judge.me, and that's what we're using for our reviews. So right, that's what we've been focusing on. And I found this new website, which by far is my favorite. So it's a company called Fullstory, and they have so much information from when someone comes to the website. It's a ridiculous amount in terms of like every single click, swipe, or scroll they have. And then they also have it segmented into what they consider to be either a rage click or an error click or a dead click. And just from having that this week, we've already made like 4 or 5 changes to the website. And since Melissa's been posting her shorts, I've been working on the website. We have gotten, I think, 5 orders so far since we've started working on it. So from today's August 11th, I think we've gotten 5 orders this month at about $200 roughly. So the biggest thing we really need to work on is the content. And by content, I mean pictures of the candles, videos of the candles, just things that we can use for marketing material, whether it be through websites or ads, just portraits that we use at the fair. And we've had so many people reach out to us about it over the last 2 weeks or so. So shout out to Sarah, her friend. We had the picture that I showed last week. Everybody hated it. Like, everybody said it was a terrible picture that we got for the first batch. Now, Sarah knows someone that's in social media or content marketing, so we have to talk with her about what she would do if she took pictures of the candles. And then there's someone that I want to use named Jenny, who we had, not Jenny, Tiffany, who I think is really good. Then there's someone else that met at the craft fair, and we had a convo, a little meeting with her about possibly using her to do the content for it. And then we have a app or website called Social Cat. So we're kind of just dipping our toe here and there to see what we think works or what has the best return. I really don't know at this point which I feel like would be the best for it, because there's a lot of different variables we have to look at when it comes to choosing someone to work with. For us right now, even though I don't want it to be, price is very important. So our budget maybe is like $200 or $300 to be able to get some pictures for the candles, but then we also have to send the candles out. And of course, in regular fashion, the supply that we use here in the States said they won't have any large vessels until the end of the month, which is insane. I've never seen them wait that long to give us the vessels. Like, it's never been 30 days that they say we'll get the vessels by. So that kind of puts a real like wrench in the plans, because we usually send out signature size candles for pictures. So we don't really have a lot of them now because we've been selling them. So it's kind of like we're in this weird spot where we have a lot of 7-ounce candles we could give away, I guess, as a complimentary gift or sample. But even picture wise, that's not the staple candle. It's not the 7-ounce one. So we might be able to finesse it. Maybe. It really depends on the marketing loan, because they give it to us it's so weird. They broke it up across 4 payments or something like that. It's $7,500 in total, and we've only gotten $2,500. Last week, I don't even know if we did the podcast at the time, we were trying to figure out how we were going to spend all the money that they gave us before on ads, so that we could then re-up on the next amount, because they had hit us up saying like, hey guys, what they said, the accounting team is going to be leaving next week. We want to be able to get the info into them so that we can submit you guys for the next funding round or whatever you want to call it. So like, damn, we have to find a way to spend like $1,500 on ads in 2 days. So we tried to use a credit, which ended up working. So that was good. We had $500 left over that we could use towards it. So that helped. And we were able to get to like $1,200 roughly. And I would say the ads are doing okay, but I need to be seeing like $100 a day. Like an order every day, 2 orders every day. Like that's, to me, I need to be seeing that. So until we are at that point, I don't feel like, I'm like, it's cool, but it's not enough yet. So I guess that's on me to try and figure out what else I could do to improve the ads. And I think that the idea of the comparing our candles to other people's candles and doing like short form content for that, I think that'll be a good brand awareness content for us. So like I said, that's kind of really what we've been focusing on the last 2 weeks, is just really going heavy into online. Like we go on fullstory, we look at it, and then, bro, I didn't even tell you this. So I had a meeting with someone that works at fullstory, right? And she was giving me the rundown of how to use the website, what different features do, and how to better optimize the funnel on the website. So towards the end of the call, she gives me the price, because the whole time she's not saying the price, and I'm just kind of like, I hate dealing with salespeople in that way, because I don't feel like you should have to sell that much or that hard. Like, but that's it. I could be being naive, but I had asked from before, like, what the prices of the service, and they always try and like skirt around it, not really say it, try and give me something else about it. And I'm like, bruh, if the thing is $1 million, I can't pay for it. So tell me the price now and let me decide whether or not it's something that I could do, right? So I asked her the price maybe 3 times. She didn't really give it to me. So like the 4th time, she's like, oh yeah, so it's actually cost $15,000 to use this service. I'm like, $15,000 is crazy. I don't have nowhere near 15 grand to be able to use this service. But my toxic trait is my arrogance. So I looked at her right in her face, like it was a regular price she just gave me. She was like, oh, 15,000. I'm like, oh, okay. 15,000, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, just 15? She's like, yeah, 15. I'm like, all right, cool. Now, I felt like from my interaction with her, she was, I don't know if I would say like surprised, because then after that, she tried selling me on, how they have like, you could pay quarterly and they could kind of knock some pricing off of it and all these other things. I'm just like, listen, if I have 15,000, I will pay it. If I don't have it, which I don't, then I can't pay for it. I can't really, you can't make money appear out of nowhere unless you can lower the price. And I'm not at the point where I'm like thinking, maybe I could get it. I have the money. No, I don't have $15,000, but luckily I do have it where up to, I believe, 1,000 sessions per month, they pretty much let you rock. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to hope in that time period, I'm able to learn enough to get more sales. And like I said, I think from every time we've pretty much done a change to the website, we've gotten like a sale or 2. So that's kind of good. And I think that is like, it's progress. It's not super amazing progress, but it's better than nothing happening at all. So, but like I said, that's pretty much where we are at when it comes to the online stuff. Y'all gonna start seeing these video ideas I have. I thought it would be this week. Is not looking like that, because pet peeve. This is a pet peeve I have. I really hate when I have an idea in my mind. I go, okay, I want to go out and do an interview or ask someone to smell a candle, right? That's what, in my mind, that's what I want to do. Like it should be very easy. I go outside, I buy a candle, I go to somebody, I ask them, do you want to smell it or whatever? And they smell it, and that's it. That's how I think, right? But for whatever reason, life has this very weird way of interrupting that flow. So I'll go, okay, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go get a candle, and I'm going to get a person to smell it. I'll go to the train and find out the train does not work that day. I'll get on a bus to take the bus. The bus will run into traffic for an hour. I'll finally get off the bus to get to the store to find out that it's closed. I'm like, and that's just things that will, like, these are the kind of things I'm just like, bruh, the hard part shouldn't be getting here to get the candle. The hard part should be, how does a video look when I'm recording the person smelling it? Or what kind of tone do I have when I'm asking them to smell a candle? Or what kind of on-screen personality do I have when it's happening? To me, those are the most important things. And I feel like those should be the hardest part, getting the skill down. I don't feel like getting up and going to the place should be the hardest part. So maybe I have it backwards. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. And that's pretty much how it was in the last 2 days of me trying to put the Instagram products in the shop, like, or adding products to Instagram shop. It was just nonsense, just ridiculous nonsense. So that is a huge pet peeve of mine, like very, very huge pet peeve. But, you know, I digress. The next thing I kind of wanted to touch on again, which is why we are really over this whole fair situation. We signed up for the membership to the fair. One of the benefits of the membership is we get our spot every single week and we don't have to worry about anything, right? The second benefit was that we are first when it comes to marketing material. So we have noticed over the last several weeks, honestly, the entire time we've had this membership, that somehow the people in charge of doing the marketing find a way to avoid our booth. Now, here's why that's crazy. I would say objectively, we have the best booth in there, maybe second to, and I wouldn't even say second to, but there's a person who sells jewelry there. They're a really nice booth. But out of us two, we have the best booths in the place. So and here's the thing too. For us, it's very difficult to miss our booth. Like, the lights are on, there's flashing colors, it's almost 8-9 feet high, it's cloud wall, like, you can't really miss it. People come to our table all the time and go, wow, you guys have the best setup in here. So how is it that you can do a video of the market and somehow, some way, in some fashion, not even get a piece, a corner of the wall? Not even a you wouldn't even know that we sell candles there. How is that possible? When you can see our booth from anywhere inside of Artisan Fleas, but somehow they continue to make videos and shorts and TikToks and different things, and we're not in them. Now, I'm not even saying like a, hey, come to our table and record us type of thing. I'm literally saying in the background, you don't even see our booth, right? So here's my theory that I have. I think that their target audience is people who are brand new to business and just kind of go, hey, I want to come out and try and sell my t-shirts at this event. So for the most part, that kind of person is not really doing an elaborate setup because they don't really know what to do because they have never done it before. So in their mind, they're thinking, oh, I could have a table, maybe like a shelf in the back and a sign. I should be fine. Then you come and you see that we have a cloud wall with a neon sign, with an elevated table, with hand painted vessels, with a backlit portrait of a candle, and you're like, I don't know if I belong here. I don't know if I'm in the right spot, right? So they're looking for those kind of people. And I think this is my theory, that someone seeing as our booth as big and elaborate and elegant as it is, that they would be discouraged by seeing that and think, well, I can't do that, so I'm not going to go to that place. Which, again, I would think, me personally, I would say that that's the wrong way to go about it. Even from the owner standpoint, because if you have a lot of people putting a lot of effort into the booth, all that would do is make the newer people have to put more work into their booth when they come in, and you would get a higher quality kind of person at the place. But right now, they're pretty much bringing anybody in there, and the people, and it's only hurting them because the people that come don't get enough sales, and then they're kind of like, well, I'm not coming here again. Melissa was telling me somebody that she was talking to at the fair last weekend, right? This person was like, yeah, I'm doing better than I did yesterday. This is probably like maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? He was like, yesterday I only did 2 sales. Today I'm at 2 sales and it's 3 o'clock. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like it cost $350 to be here. It cost $350 to be here, and you sold 4 items in 2 days, and the items are what, $70 maybe? I think it's $70. How much was items? Do you remember? So they're usually, most people's items, unless it's jewelry, are usually between like 35 and like 50. I feel like that's like a average price range for people's stuff. When you have that, you're not gonna get people coming back to the fair. So that, on top of a host of other reasons, is why we're not gonna be doing the membership again. Because not only do they not put us in the marketing material, they also took $1,400 from us for a deposit and then have us pay $1,400 up front every month. Do you know how much we could do with that $1,400 that we're spending like $350 a week is very manageable. We spend that pretty much every week now on wax. So it's like, it's not a big deal for $350. Honestly, we could probably even do $700. But you trying to tell me right now that we got to put up $2,800 for the fair? So listen, I don't want to get too much into it because I think it's crazy that they're doing this. But as I talked to a guy from another fair, he told me they're really just money hungry, and that's what they want. They just want to get some money. So, and it shows. So they won't be ready when we have our craft fair. Whenever that comes out, it'll put them to shame. We might even put it around the corner from there, just to be petty. But in a lighter note, I don't know if any of y'all, I don't know how many people y'all live in a city. I feel onset depression coming. Okay. In my life, I don't think I've ever had a situation where my environment around me has changed in terms of the building that I live around. And if they did change, it never really affected me, right? They are building this apartment next to us at crackhead speeds. In probably 2 months, they've done like 7 to 10 plus floors of this building, right? We have this nice view, which I will see in vlogs. I'll probably see in a podcast sometimes. It looks out over, it's going to be crazy. It looks out over Queens. It's you can see trees, you can see the airport, you can see buildings and people and cars and birds and fireworks, all types of beautiful stuff, right? This view will be blocked before the end of the year. And this is an interesting situation to be in, because the more you move up in life, I feel like the more you understand why bougie people are the way they are, right? It's it's weird because it's not an intentional thing. It's more like a feeling you just happen to get. The first thing for us was the elevator thing. Let me ask Melissa. Do you still feel that way?
What way?
About the elevator?
I don't know exactly what you're saying.
When you go on to the 23rd floor and they not. So here's some context, right? Mind you, this is not something I never thought about before. I never was like, yeah, I can't wait to get a penthouse so I can shit on everybody below me. Never thought about that, right? But then just naturally, I get in the elevator, someone else get in, they ask me, what floor? I go 23, and you could just feel the energy come out of the elevator. And then when they press 5 or 12 or 16 or something like that, right?
You know, it's crazy. It'd be crazy too when somebody like is on like 21 or like.
Right. Because they be feeling like, oh yeah, I'm at the top. You probably below me, right? And we're like, nah, we're 23. They like, oh. And then they press it.
It's so fun. It's a little game. It's a little game. Because then it's kind of like, you know, every once in a while, you get in the elevator and you see, and the person puts 25. I'm like, damn.
Right.
24. I'm like, damn. I lost. I lost this round. I lost this one. But it don't happen often.
Right. And I'm telling you, you think, for people who never had it, you probably think it's crazy. But it's not something that we planned. It's just like, I could be on my phone and like you could just feel it in the energy in the elevator switch when someone either A, thinks that they're on a higher floor than you, or yeah, that's usually what happens. Most people or when they put their floor in first and then you put yours after them and they're like, oh, you on 23. Like you could just feel it in the elevator.
Sometimes I don't press it. Like sometimes I wait for them to leave. Like I'll go to whatever floor you going to because I know I'm going higher. So I'll wait for them to leave the elevator and then I'll put it in the floor. Sometimes I do that.
Right, and again, it's crazy because it's not something that we planned. So I bring it up because the view is the same thing. Now, y'all may have heard stories from back in the day on the news or whatever, right? Where somebody will buy air rights. If y'all don't know what air rights is, it's the space above a building, because technically by law you have like from the ground all the way up. Honestly, I think you have down to the dirt and all the way up into the skies. Like they get real funky with law because they be like, yeah, everything in the universe underneath your name we own, and it's like, in the universe, why gotta be the whole universe? Why can't it just be on Earth? Why gotta be in perpetuity across the galaxy?
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Be like, what you know that I don't know? Like, that's mad crazy. And they be doing that. So it's like, it's weird. So now again, air rights. So sometimes people will do, it's like, you can probably wholesale it too, but people will just buy the air rights to a certain place. So if I had the money right now, I would buy the air rights to this building, right? And say, you cannot build any higher than 7 floors. That's it. Because I don't want my view to be blocked. Now, yes, it's a little pretentious, a little ostentatious. Sure, by all means. But when I bought this building, or this apartment, and I looked out the window, I had a view. If I'm not getting a view, I should be getting a discount on the rent that I'm not paying. That's what I'm saying. Because they want $1,000 for amenities, which now has the amenities area outside that used to be like a kind of sit and chill area. It literally has debris from construction down there on top of all of the chairs and the play area. You can't even go over there no more, right? Not only that, it used to be able to go over there like a balcony. You could look out over to the trees and the other buildings or whatever. No, that whole thing's already blocked. It's already gone. I have never, because think about this. If you don't notice these things until you experience them. So another one that I didn't know about was construction, because when they first started doing this, I mean, I guess I'm used to it now. I've been desensitized. It was quiet. There was no people cheering, clapping, machinery, all types of stuff clanking and blanging around. It was none of that. It was peaceful and quietness, right? Now, not only is it loud, it's going to be dark. It's going to be loud and dark. I'm not gonna be able to see out my window. I won't get no sunlight. Melissa, we can't even think about this, right? Right now, you probably walk around your house butt ass naked, right? You probably enjoy it. You're walking around, titties out, dick slinging around, butt cheeks hanging out, everything. You chilling in your house. Imagine if someone built a house right next to you where they could look right into your window. That's what we're about to have. So now we have to either close the blinds in our own house, right? Or wear clothes in our house so people aren't looking into our window. That's not crazy? Tell me that's not crazy. Tell me that's not crazy. Because we weren't never thinking that would be a thing that we have to think about. Like, oh man, hope they don't. Like, how many people buy a place or rent an apartment and go, I wonder what they're going to build around here? It's not a thought you think about. You don't think that. And especially as fast as they building it. Like, come on. God forbid we was on the 4th floor. We would have been blocked. We'd have been blocked already. And they don't even have people in the building yet. So these are things that I learned. I think it's funny because you hear the stories of like Jeff Bezos, who I think he paid to have someone dismantle a bridge for him to get his boat through and put the bridge back. Now, it sounds crazy, right? But if I plan a date with my girl, I'm like, all right, babe, we're going to travel to Italy this weekend. It's your birthday, your anniversary. I got this nice boat. You love boats. Let's go. And on the way there, there's a bridge. And we're like, who put this bridge here? And like, you know what? Listen, I have the money. Can I just not do that? Like, just I will pay y'all the money, but just stop building it. Take the stuff down. Let me get through, and then you can rebuild it again, right? Somebody might say, why can't you just go a different way? It's like, he didn't plan to go a different way. That wasn't there when he first left his house. Y'all put a bridge here. He's like, well, I had the money. I'm going to just pay for you to move the bridge out the way. And between jet, I can only imagine what it's like when you pull up, you got your first private jet, you feeling yourself, you about to get on the PJ, you go out to the tarmac, and there's like, you got the smallest jet. Your jet got 4 seats. It's you, your dog, your girl, and your sister. That's it. The jet next to you, they got a whole line of people. They got cars pulling up, and you sitting there like, damn. You're like, wow, this is kind of crazy. I didn't even know I wanted a bigger jet until I got a small jet. I was like, damn, this is kind of crazy. It reminds me of the Cat Williams meme where it's like, everybody thinks your car is a Rolls Royce, so Rolls Royce pull up. And you're like, now you're like, I don't want to be here no more. I want to go a different street because my car no longer is what I thought it was. And when that other car pull up. So it's just a very interesting thing because you don't think about it when you move to a new place. But in probably, like I said, 5 months or so, if even that much, people will be looking in our window, looking at us doing our OnlyFans account. They'll be looking at us making food, making candles, do what else we're doing here.
Why do you tell people we have OnlyFans?
Because we do. So yeah, that is that. Next thing I want to kind of touch on. I just saw this before the podcast started. This guy's name is Mone. He was on YouTube, and I've been talking to y'all a lot about starting a marketing company. He is now there's a lot of them, but he's black, so I always, resonate with the black people. He is pretty much, it's called SMMA, I think it's called service. I don't know what all the letters stand for, but I be saying this to y'all. Y'all want money? Y'all feel like y'all broke? There are so many AI tools. Call up businesses and say, hey, pay me $500 a month. I will do your marketing for you. You do that to 10 people, you have $5,000. And yes, it's not gonna be that simple, but you come from wholesaling. I would assume, because I've never done it before, I would assume it's way easier just because you aren't getting anything. So before it was like, I gotta sell you my house. I don't know. I need to see your background history. I need to see how much money you have in your bank. I need to see what kind of house you bought before, because I've got to give you my house. What if you scam me? If I do your marketing, it's pretty much pro bono, free, unless I charge up front, and I just do the marketing. If it don't work, then that's it. Convo done. So he was pretty much doing some cold calling of him trying to get his first deal, or like client, or whatever you want to call it. And it wasn't very good from the intro. Wasn't very good. But again, listen, I have videos on this page where I was doing wholesale in the beginning, and I was just like, terrible. my flow was not there. They ask me questions. I'm stuttering. I don't know what to say. I'm saying the wrong thing. I'm all backwards. So I always appreciate people who post the process of whatever they're doing. And I keep saying that is a business that people should get into. And you don't have to do it full time, maybe a couple years, because I hate even saying that, because I feel like if you're going to do something, you should do it. But come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Like I said, I don't know what the hard part is. I don't know what it is. Maybe, you know what it is? I have to find someone who's in that business to find out what makes it hard. Because if the only hard part is cold calling people and getting someone to give you the money for it, that's easy. I've had people want to give me $1 million houses before, which is way harder way more money than whatever I would charge for marketing. But his name is, like I said, Mone. Money, something like that. Now the next section is the League of Villains section. Yay, League of Villains.
No!
League of Villains. Yay, League of Villains.
Damn, he really broke it. So Rock chewed on these $100 headphones, and now one of the ears aren't working anymore. So that sucks. But hey guys, so I have been consistent with my new skincare routine. Remember, we got that large loan amount, and then we used a portion of that to improve our appearance and improve how we present ourselves at the market. So I've been working on my skincare. It's been doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm really happy about that. I am this week would be the 3rd week. This week would be starting the 4th week. So I've completed 3 weeks already. I'm using alpha arbutin. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but it's similar to hydroquinone. So, but instead of destroying your melanin cells, it temporarily shuts it off. That's how it's supposed to work. Either way, I'm not supposed to use it for more than 3 months, so I'm planning on using it for 2 and maybe a little bit more than that if I don't see the results that I'm looking for, and then after that I'm going to stop using it. So there's that. I've been staying consistent with my 2 TikToks a day, my 2 shorts a day. I haven't been posting 2 on Instagram because Instagram's a little weird. Instagram is less anonymous. A lot of the people there we've met in person, so I don't feel comfortable posting all the stuff on there, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So I do it like that, but I do post at least one of my reels on Instagram every day, and then for the most part, the other 2 I definitely post on YouTube, and I definitely post on TikTok. Now, what have I seen so far? So far, my favorite platform is YouTube. YouTube is for the creators, period. Because so far, it's the same shorts, y'all. I've been posting the same shorts, and YouTube has been showing the shorts to thousands of people on multiple occasions. I think I have 2 shorts right now that are over 5K. I think I have another 2 that's at least over 2 to 3K, and then there's 1 or 2 that's at that 1K mark, and everything else, it might be at 700, might be at 500, might be at 200. So I'm really digging YouTube Shorts. One thing that I realized is really important on YouTube Shorts is the caption of the video, because you could see that. You can see that on the homepage. So I've been very particular with how I caption my shorts on YouTube, because I know it'll help more. TikTok is the worst. TikTok is ass. I have not been able to push past 300 views. On average, I'm getting 200, 250. Same videos. Cannot get past 300. So what I'm thinking is that TikTok knows that it's a product, knows that I'm a business. They now have TikTok Shop. When I'm on TikTok, I might see 10 videos back to back trying to sell a product from TikTok Shop. So I figured what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna set up a TikTok Shop, because if you can't beat them, gotta join them. So I'm gonna set up the TikTok shop to see if that'll allow them to push the content, because I feel like what they're doing is, you know, a lot of people are using this platform to get brand awareness. They're not trying to pay us on ads. They're not trying to pay us because they don't know the return. So how about this? How about I set up a marketplace for y'all to sell at, so that you could keep using my platform for what you're trying to use it for, and I get a little piece, I get a little PC of whatever you selling from our platform. I feel like that's what TikTok shop is. And it's like, listen, y'all want a little PC and I'm gonna get them sales, then fine. So but we now have 32 or 33 products, which is insane from where we started. We started this year with 8 products. Crazy. I have to put in the work with that, like putting the products, the descriptions, making sure all the scents are available and all that stuff onto the TikTok shop. And Donovan is working on that right now with the Instagram shop. I also have to update our Etsy, because our Etsy only currently has 8 products on it, and I just found out today that our account actually was suspended. So I don't know how many people were looking for us on Ember Candle, looking for us on Etsy, or even maybe how many people we could have interacted with on Etsy if that wasn't the case. It was suspended for 40 cents. 40 cents. Annoying. There's that. Amazon, I'm gonna leave that platform alone. I don't know about Amazon. I'm gonna leave that platform alone. We have a double booking on Sunday, and right now the plan or the strategy that we're kind of going to be doing going forward and implementing going forward is having my younger brother be there at Artists and Fleas on Sundays. Don't worry about the sales at all. He could get no sales, it'll be alright, because we be getting like $100-$200 on Sundays anyways. So he could get no sales, it's fine. And then Donovan and I will go to the other fairs that will give us more money. That's what we're thinking about doing. To really maximize our income and going full speed on online. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna bring Donovan back.
Oh, someone asked about the food stamps. Can you explain that already?
No.
So yeah, the process of getting it was,
I do my taxes. I do my taxes every year, y'all.
Right. I'm not a taxes person, but you know, sometimes you have to. Do your taxes, apply. It's pretty straightforward. They call you for an interview. And that's pretty much it. Like it's very, 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 very straightforward. There's not really much.
If you qualify, you qualify.
Right.
I would say that the
apply for the cash option. They give you cash.
I would say that the interview is not anything that's scary. They're just confirming what you said in your application. That's pretty much it for the podcast.
Sure.
If you had no debt.
Okay.
And the business was running smoothly. You making $30K a month. Okay. What would your next steps be?
I'm making $30K a month. Mm-hmm. I have no debt. Mm-hmm. Did I just pay off my debt, or my did we make $30K last month and my debt is paid off?
Yeah, you made $30K last month and your debt is paid off.
So do I have $30K in my account?
I would say 60.
So I have $60K in my account.
Yeah.
And I have no debt. I'm making $30K again next month. Mm-hmm. What would I do?
Yeah, you're gonna make $30K again next month. Yep.
I would go on vacation.
On vacation?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
For how long?
Maybe like a week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not what I thought you would say.
What you thought I would say?
First of all, you don't even know how to vacation, so.
Oh Lord.
I don't even know. So I don't even know that word was in your vocabulary.
It is.
Knowing you is not really a vacation, but okay. Let's see. I thought you would say something else, something business related, something
like what?
I don't know. You go and hire employees and.
We don't have employees? Hey, no. Making $30K a month with no employees? It's a lot of money with no employees. I don't know if I can take a week vacation. I thought we had employees. I'm like, $30K a month. We gotta have a whole team set up. Everybody's running smoothly.
I'm like, I thought you might be, or like a brick and mortar, or like a something.
I mean, listen, I would definitely go on vacation, because we've been fighting for a very long time. And I think if I'm making $30K a month and I have no debt, I would be like, all right, guys, can you go to Artists and Fleas and do a weekend? Can somebody go and do Saturday? I'll see you on a week. I'm going on vacation. I might even do 10 days, honestly.
10 days?
Maybe I'm close to 14, but I feel like 2 weeks is a long time. Maybe like 12 days. Like 12 days.
So and then like would your vacations be like one place? Would you be like multiple places? Like what kind of vacation is this? Is this a excursion or is this a
I'm making $30K a month?
Yeah.
Shit. I got $60K in my account. I'm a multi-location vacation kind of person. So I would go. It would definitely be a lot of activities.
All right, that's not a vacation.
What you mean? Like jet skiing?
We vacation 2 different ways, and it's so funny because I saw that there's a TikTok that said that there's literally 2 different ways to vacation.
What?
So you have to find people that like in your friend group that vacation the same way as you, because there's some people vacation like I just want to sit down or wake up. I want to eat the food that they made for me, and I want to relax. I want to do nothing. I want to lay out and do nothing. Some other people vacation like, no, I want to do activities. I want to see the place I'm vacationing at. We're going on a hike. We're going to the museum. We're going on this. We're going on that. I feel like you're closer to the second one.
No. I mean, well, you could be at home and do your vacation.
No, it's the scenery.
What scenery? You say you're going to be in your house and relax.
No.
You're going to be in a hotel and relax. You're going to beach and relax. Like, what scenery? Where you going?
You can be on the beach,
relax. That's it?
You can go to a spa, resort. You could go like out.
That's the same place. Those are the same places.
Dinner.
Those are all the same. You're saying the same thing.
But they have different scenery. You could go to a different spot. They have different things.
It sounds very boring. That sounds like, what?
Huh?
That sounds very unfun.
It's relaxing.
It's not relaxing. It's like, you can do that. I go on vacation to do things I can't do at home.
Right.
You can go to a spa down a block. Or in Jersey. You said what?
It's still like a vacation. You're still taking time out to like do the thing.
What do you do when you're done?
What do you mean?
With the spa. You on vacation for 12 days. You can go to spa every day?
No.
You gonna eat, all you can do is eat, spa, and sit on the beach? Because I'm like, that sounds terrible. You know what it is? Have you been on vacation before? You haven't. That's what it is. You have not been on a vacation before. That's why you think that you want to do that. No one wants to do it on a vacation. After like 3 days, you're like, this is terrible.
The whole vacation doesn't have to be that. But I also don't think... I think it's a mix. It's a mix of both. You might want to be up and like do like events and activities and stuff. Maybe a couple days out of it, and a couple days out of it, you might just be like, you know what? I don't want to run around trying to figure out where everything is.
You have not been on vacation. That's why. Because I'm like, what you're saying is not even vacation stuff. So I'm like, okay, you say run around like it's some type of
so would you call
crazy.
Would you say that Italy was a vacation?
It was. Would I call that? Not really, but it's like
it was a trip.
You're right. We went on a trip, but even regardless of that, that's not the thing because we just didn't have any money. And the thing that we
have not like.
No, we did not. We did not have money.
Like, what do you mean by that?
To do things we wanted to do in Italy.
I feel like we did mad things in Italy. I think we did too many things in Italy.
No, we didn't. No. Like I said, I understand that. I'm gonna explain it. Italy would have been fine if it was a smooth trip. It was like, okay, we're gonna be in the Airbnb. We're gonna be chilling. Okay, we're gonna leave at 12 and go get on the train to go to the boat, and then we're gonna take the boat. We're gonna come back at 8. We're gonna eat over here. Then we're gonna go. What was the other thing we did? We're gonna go do this little tour, and then we're gonna come over here. This other thing. The only difference was that we missed the boats and we missed the trains and stuff, and we didn't have no money. So that's the only reason why it was like crazy. That's literally the only reason. Because if we was supposed,
but we had money. Because
we didn't have money.
We had
to call my mom. Remember, we had the ticket. They gave us a ticket on the thing. Mm-hmm. We couldn't afford it.
We didn't have to call anybody.
What do you mean? We had the money to pay for that.
Did we pay for it?
No, I think they had to call nephew or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. But either way, because I remember we paid for like a hotel like 2 nights in a row that we weren't supposed to pay for.
Right.
And then that ticket too.
We had to pay for a super cheap hotel because we had no money. We had $100. Like, how can we spend $100 at a hotel? Let's find a $100 hotel in the hood to stay at for a night, for not even a full night, for 8 hours to get some sleep, and then leave in the morning to catch the plane or to catch the train.
I think only one hotel was a cheap hotel. The other hotel was like, it was nice.
Which one was nice?
It was like a decent
Which
hotel.
one?
It was a Holiday Inn or something like that. Like it wasn't like it wasn't the Ritz. It wasn't like amazing.
These are regular hotels.
Right, exactly.
These
but
are not.
You saying that like we like stayed in a hostel for the night because we only had $10.
It was pretty. It was pretty close. One of them, the one in Naples, was pretty close. That one was pretty hood. So there's that. The only one I think that was decent was,
like I said, I think the last one we went to was like a Holiday Inn, something like that. Was a nice one. Aside from the Airbnb, I think that was nice in Venice or something like that.
Yeah,
it was right before the boat ride. They had like a nice waterfall thing, and they had like light fixtures and stuff. Like it was cute.
Sure, but like I said, so that's the first thing. After a couple of days of doing nothing, you get bored.
I know that.
Right.
I know that for sure. But that's why. But
no vacation is like, I don't like. The fact that you think that is the ideal vacation
I'm
in
not saying
Italy.
necessarily that. I'm just saying that I need an element of that in there.
But there's no vacation that doesn't have that. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no vacation that doesn't have that in there.
Like I said, I thought us going to Italy was a vacation, and I'm like, we ain't get to relax, sit down, nothing.
Right. That was supposed to be a vacation. Exactly. It was supposed to be, and then one thing. The ticket for the train was more expensive because there was like an international one and then there was like a regular one. The international one was way more money. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can't go here unless you have this ticket." And it's like, "Okay, we need two of those."
It was international. I think it was the fact that we didn't buy the ticket before we got on the thing.
No, they had two types of traveling over there. There's like,
we weren't going international.
Okay, I don't know what it's called. But there's a one that you can travel like a lot, and there's one you could take like 2 or 3 trips. So whatever the thing is, one of them is expensive, one of them is not. The one that was expensive was the one that if we would have had, we would have been better off. But we didn't have that one, so we had the cheaper one. That's already gonna put us in a bad situation. If anything comes up, it's like we can't go nowhere. We gotta wait till tomorrow to go.
Like I said, from what I remembered was that there's like because I remember we didn't know how the ticket that we had worked.
Are you gonna repeat what you just told me about us having to pay before we got on the train? Is that what you want to say to me? You gonna say if we had paid before we got in the train? That's what you gonna say? See, she's a salesperson. You say, "I don't want to buy your juice." They go, "Okay, well, listen. Have you ever had a candle-lit dinner? At the candle-lit dinner, you have sausages, you have eggs, and you have this juice right here."
You said what you thought happened. I'm saying what I thought happened.
What you mean?
That's what I thought happened. Or that's like, because I remember after that we were fine, and it was because you're saying that like we used too many rides or something like that.
Oh my God, you're gonna keep saying what it is, and I'm telling you, there was 2 types of tickets. I don't know the difference between each one. One of them was more expensive, one was cheaper. The one that was more expensive we did not get. You know what? I'll look it up because obviously you can't work in that kind of general speaking. So let me find the type of traveling tickets. Okay, they have a global pass, a flexi pass, and a country or regional pass. The one that we got was the cheapest one out of the options that were here.
So, but we didn't leave the country, so how would that have negatively affected us? So she leave.
Yeah, I don't know how your brain be working. How you heard me give you 5 options and go, we leave the country.
Right, you said regional pass. Okay.
Europe has a large network of railways that allow easy travel within the country between. No. I'm reading this. Choosing the right type of rail ticket for a person's European trip is important, as traveling by train can be a budget-friendly option for those looking to travel to various locations. The Euro Rail Global Passes, Flexi Pass, and Country or Regional Pass are options for travelers. Okay.
Oh, so we had like a regional pass?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There was options. We didn't have the nice one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There was a one I was like, oh, if we had that, we'd have been great. We didn't have that one. That's what I remember. I remember being like, that one is like way more money to use. So let's see. The Euro Trail does. There are 15-day passes that allow a person to travel to 22 different countries, including Austria, France, Germany, Ireland, Norway, whatever. Honestly, we were supposed to. That's what happened. You don't even know. I have to explain this to you every time. We were supposed to do what we did. Do you know that?
What you mean?
We were supposed to go to different countries.
Oh yeah, I know that.
You know we didn't, right?
Right, but that.
You know we were supposed to.
Wait.
Right?
Wait. So like, when did you plan this Italy stuff? Because I feel like you like. I feel like we didn't do the other stuff like after we. I thought that the Italy stuff that you had planned out was planned prior to us getting to Italy.
Yes, but I didn't know how the train situation worked.
So then when did you book all the different things? Once we got there?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I know you did. I explain to you every time.
What you mean explain it to me
every time we have this conversation? I have.
We've never had this conversation before.
We were not supposed to be going horseback riding or boat riding.
I never knew that. I never knew that. Because remember, you didn't tell me. You planned everything. You didn't tell me about that.
I had told you that we're supposed to go to this country and this country. I said this train goes over here to that country. We're gonna go to that country.
How does that let me know that everything that we did during that span you planned once we got?
Cause we're still in the same country.
No, that is not. No.
We never left the country. So how could I have not?
No, that is not. That was not clear.
If the plan was on Tuesday we're gonna go to America, and we're still in Europe on Tuesday. That lets you know that they're not supposed to be here.
But you said it. But that doesn't let me know that you planned everything once we got here. Because
yes.
I'm thinking like, no, it doesn't. Because I'm thinking like, oh, okay, originally this is what you wanted to do, but we didn't end up like, but you didn't end up going through with that.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
But you could have planned that before. Like that could have been originally. I wanted to go to Kansas, but I decided I'm gonna go to New York instead, and now I'm here. But that isn't that. But you could have like had that thought process prior to being here.
So okay, let me see. I'm trying to understand this. So you're saying that I could have planned a multi-country trip and stay in the same country, and that's the plan.
What?
Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that just because you changed your mind from being a multi-country trip to only an Italy trip doesn't mean that you planned it once you got to Italy. That doesn't mean that. Because an example, one of my friends, she wanted to do a whole backpacking trip throughout Europe, same kind of concept.
Yes.
That was the plan that she wanted to do. But prior to getting there, she realized after doing research, I can't really do this the way I want to, so I'm gonna decide to only stay here. And then she planned it for that and didn't even end up going. But that she never made it to the place, but she still had that same thought process as you. Does that make sense? So there's no way for me to know that once we got here that you planned, like that you paid for everything here. How would I know that if you didn't tell me?
Because I did tell you.
No, you did not.
You were with me while I'm planning stuff. The only thing that was not planned that I got from before, I think, was the boat ride. I think everything else that happened was not planned.
But was I a part of the planning? No. So how would I know that you planned everything? What you mean? What I mean? You did not tell me. That was the first trip that we went on. Remember?
It wasn't, but sure.
It's our first out of the country trip.
Sure. Okay.
Either way, but you didn't tell me anything about the Chicago trip either. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, I didn't have a part in planning. I didn't say,
having a part in planning and knowing what's happening, two different things. Just so that you know that. I don't think you know that that's what that means.
Sure, but did I know we was going horseback riding prior to us going horseback riding? Did I know that? Not really.
It was not really mean.
Like,
see how you say not really? Because you did know. Because you did, yes. So. Yes, you knew.
I don't think so.
You knew we were going on a tour in all places. You knew what stuff we were doing. You knew we go to the spa. Remember we were sitting down trying to find a spa? Remember we were sitting down like, what can we do right now? Let's find a spa because I don't know what we can do.
No, that was only because we were in the wrong place. We were in the wrong place and we're looking for something.
That was every city. We was in the wrong place. Every city. Like, damn, how did we get to this other place?
Nah. Because you already had things planned.
I had one thing planned.
Nah, I think you had the horseback riding planned too.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
How you telling me?
Because you did.
I had the boat ride. That was it.
No, because I remember we had to be back in Rome for the horseback ride. Like, that wasn't something. That was not something that I was aware of that you made within that time period. If that makes sense. Nah, I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking it because you're saying that like
it's probably in the video. We're probably in the video like what should we do right now? Let's do this, and you're like now you're telling me that it never.
No.
Okay. No. First it was about the train ticket. First it was like I know a train ticket. We wasn't doing that. Now you don't think about that no more. Now that one's out the window. Okay, like I said, I remember that was not the plan to be in one country. The plan, I didn't even finish. I know, and exactly. So how were you?
So I don't know.
But how do you keep conflating being a part of the plan and knowing what the plan is?
Because I didn't know.
Just because if I tell you, that don't mean you have input. Those are two different things. So because you are. You're saying, well, I didn't choose us to go there. So I didn't know. Right, you're conflating that. Right, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Choose for us to go there. I didn't. Yeah.
That doesn't make exactly. You don't have to plan. You didn't plan. If I tell you we're going somewhere, you didn't plan it, but you still know we're going there.
But that's the thing. A lot of the things I didn't know we were gonna do until we got there.
Maybe.
What you mean maybe?
Maybe. The only one you probably you maybe didn't know might have been horseback riding and maybe the boat.
Right.
We were there for like how many days?
We didn't do anything else.
We went to the tour. We were eating in different countries.
Yeah, the tour, but the tour I didn't know either, I don't think. Cause you would just say we need to be at this place at this time. That would be it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then you'd be like, wear something for outside. That's how it went. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know where we going. I don't know what time we gotta be there. I don't know none of that stuff. So so why would I assume maybe I need to make this clear. It seemed like it was not. I think that you organized an amazing trip. It was a lot of fun. And
sure.
It was so well organized, aside from the little mishap that we had in the beginning, that I thought that everything that you did for that time period was pre-planned in advance. So I'm now finding out that it's not, which is not an issue, but I'm just saying that it was structured in a way that was like, oh, okay, I thought this took a long time to formulate together. So that is my...
Because I'm like, you're kind of right and kind of wrong. That's I'm like, I don't really know how to respond to that. Because the plan originally was to go to different countries. Once I figured out the rail pass that I had didn't allow me to do that, I'm like, okay, I got to figure out what can we do while we're in that place. Because I think we can only travel. I think that the pass that I got only that's what it was. We were supposed to be in between Venice and Rome were other countries. So those two, I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this because the train put to go to Venice and to Rome.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you were trying to kind of make a straight shot between the two.
It was right. It was supposed to be like this.
In between.
No, I don't know if it's between, but like it was like, okay, we're gonna go to Venice on Monday, or Tuesday we're gonna go to France, right? But it's like, oh, your class doesn't go to France. You only go in the country. So like, damn. Well, we have two places that are already here because that's why. The last place we went to was back where we were at because it's supposed to be like, oh, okay, we'll come back around and do the thing. But it's like, oh, shit, we can't. That pass was like, it was some ridiculous amount of money. I'm like, it was like $200 a day or some crazy. It was something ridiculous. And I'm like, I did not know that. And my friend Rain told me about it. And I was just like, he told me to buy a rain pass, but he didn't tell, he told me to buy a train pass. He didn't tell me the levels of train pass that you need to go from country to country. I thought it was like, you get one and you just go. So,
like I said, it was so well structured that I didn't know that was the case.
Continuous passes allow travelers to visit 3 or 4. That's what it was. Continuous passes allow a traveler to visit 3, 4, or 5 different countries. The person can travel between 5 and 15 days within a 2-month period. A 15-day unlimited pass for adults currently ranges from $500 to $650. The one that we got was like $200. Mm-hmm. So, and I think the issue was also that you can only use it like, but this one says, yeah, you can only travel like 3 days in a 7-day period.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's not what we're trying to do. But either way, if y'all want to go watch that, go back and look at Italy vlog. It's all there. It's very funny. I don't know what I'm watching. I'll watch it some of these days. You can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias. Mine is Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne. ANETABURN. You know what it is? Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023. The road to 500K. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.